welcome back. And as you all know, from now on, you will only see or watch Talking Technical on YouTube. Unfortunately, we lost our place on BDTV. They said that they want to discontinue some of the outside broadcasters, and of course, we were one of them. But now, from now on, we will do it only on YouTube. And the reason why we carry on is because we've had some wonderful response on the program, and so many people were asking, can the wonderful show continue? I mean, this show was already on the TV for almost 15 years plus, and I think we can maybe serve the public even more by doing it now via YouTube. So it's quite simple. You go and search for Frans or Frans and Christel de Klerk. You subscribe to our YouTube channel, and then from there on, you will get notified the moment we've got the program ready, and then you can watch it. But the first one is natural gas. But before we look at natural gas, remember, it is a service to the public. It's a free service to the public. And if you send in your requests, we can carry on with it. If you stop sending your requests and you don't want to see some charts, then of course the program will die off slowly. But at the moment, the first one that we want to tackle is natural gas. And the reason why, there's plenty speculators or traders that is watching this show. And they've been watching Talking Technical for many years. And as you all know, we also have a speculation group. That's a dedicated group that focus on the All-Z and the S&P 500. And if you want to join that, you can just join our subscription base. That unfortunately has a cost to it, because we sit in front of the charts the whole day and see and analyze the charts and then send you an opinion if it is interesting. But for the moment, let's have a look at natural gas. And thank you for the other requests. Let's see how many we can tackle on this show. Well, first of all, natural gas is building a beautiful base here. It's trying to find its feet. But for me, the crucial line is this 50-day moving average. As you see, it has showed us that every time that it gets close to that, there's some sellers. But suddenly now, the price of natural gas is almost, you can say, basing around this 50-day moving average. And where's that 50-day moving average? That is sitting at $2.29. So above $2.29, we can easily see that natural gas can maybe slowly start to pick up this uptrend, because this is one of the worst performers of any instrument that we've seen over the last year. But for me, the crucial thing is this little gap here. Let's just zoom it out a little bit there. That gap sits between, the high of that candle is 207, and the low of that candle is 2.1. So while this gap is open, we can see this as a breakaway gap of some keen buyers that bought in, and they made that tiny little gap here. But while this gap is open, that means that the momentum wants to slowly turn to the upside. But for me, the 50-day moving average is a strong line, but I think we'll probably find that natural gas can really take off if it breaks this little line there. And that's that resistance line. And that sits at $2.35. But I mean, if you want to buy, I will say buy above that 50-day moving average. Make use of a stop loss of, there you are, 207. Take your stop loss at 207, but look at this. And this is an interesting move. There's a gap here at the bottom, but there's also a gap here right at the top. And let's just show you there. There you are. Let's just take that all across so that I can show you more or less. There's some plenty upside if natural gas start to go. And natural gas tends to remind me about Brent oil when everybody was negative on it, and suddenly it started to give us some beautiful rallies. But let's have a look here. This gap sits between, there you are, sits between 436 and 441. Now imagine you can almost double in price here. So stick to your stop loss, and let's hope natural gas play out. We can always watch the share or the instrument again. Let's go to the next one, and that is, let's quickly see if we can get it. There you you are. Tesla. There you are. Tesla, of course, is listed on the NASDAQ, and someone is asking about Tesla. But what do we see here is we see this beautiful gap, but the trend is down, and everybody is nervous on Tesla because there's some competition around now. But I'm starting to think that maybe Tesla is preparing for a little bit of a bounce here because there is a gap. There's the gap. Let's quickly see if we can get that. There you are. There is the gap. Now that gap sits between 169.70 and it will close at 177.65. So if you want to buy it and if you want to close this, see this gap close, then I will say buy above this little candle, and I'll tell you why I like this candle. There's the candle. That's a dragonfly candle, and a dragonfly usually tells you that there's some buyers buying the dip, but let's just see. That's that gap. I just want to take that out for a moment. There you are. Look at the strong bullish candle that developed here. That is a strong candle. I know some people will say it must first close this little gap here, but I like the strong bullish candle, and out of a trader's perspective, buy above. There you are, 165 on the dot. Make use of a stop loss of, let's give you that stop loss of 152.37, and hopefully it will close this gap on the way to the top. The only thing that worries me a little bit is this 50-day moving average that is still a resistance, and that can maybe post some negativity until it gets above 50. We always use the 50-day moving average to say to us that the medium trend is either up or down. So above the 50-day moving average, for us, it's usually a positive, but below the 50-day moving average, it is seen as negative. Let's go to Santova. This company is a nice mid-cap. But what do we see here? Can you believe this? Look at these two tweezer bottoms here. A beautiful tweezer bottom. Lower shadows here. And it just shows you that there is definitely some buyers around this level. Now, that level is around 651. That just tells you nobody wanted to see the share below 651, and the moment it got there, it just rallied to the top. Unreal. I mean, that just shows you. But for the viewer, maybe he wants to buy it. And please, in future, if you send in your request, say that you want a trader's perspective, or maybe a medium to a long term that gives us some idea of what you want to see on the chart. But for me, the big thing is that the share needs to get above 8 Rand. Above 8 Rand, we can maybe see another move to the upside. My stop loss will be 765, but this is a very, very strong signal to say, listen, boys, we don't want to see this share lower than 650. We will come in and buy it straight away. We are keen on holding the stock at 650. Strong signal, but of course, this from here on will be a momentum trade. But I mean, this is a classic signal of some strength. Let's have a look at Master Drilling. This is one of the mid-cap stocks in South Africa that I think a lot of people don't see the potential in. And the simple reason is I'm not a fundamental analyst, but what I know is that this company for the last year or two, it produced stern results. There's always good news about the company. They do good joint ventures with other companies. And of course, they are giants in drilling around the world. And they not just do the mining sector, they do construction, they do all different types of drilling. And what I like about them, they are a rand hedge. So they've got also business in South Africa, but a lot of their business gets derived from overseas. But it's quite simple. We've got this beautiful symmetrical triangle, or even a flag formation. For me, this will be more than a flag formation because it works to a space. But for me, quite simple. If you look at the chart, above 14 Rand 63, this symmetrical triangle can break to the upside. And of course, the negative will be also below 1345. It can break to the downside. So let's have a look here. There's the width of this. And for me, There you are. You can have a look at it. There you are. I just want to get the level there. There you are. If it breaks above this resistance line, it can go all the way to 1581. And unfortunately, if it breaks below that, it can go down to 12 Rand and 25 cents. And by the way, if you've got some requests and we do not handle it on the show, you can always join our candle of the day, or what we call the Kers van the Dag. It's English and in Afrikaans. And with that, we do 2 shares per day. Tuesdays to Friday. And on Saturday, we've got a lengthy newsletter focusing on the medium to the long term. But on the other hand, if you've got requests, if you are a subscriber to the Candle of the Day or the Kers van die Dag, then you can also ask us for 5 free opinions during the month. That's good service. It's not expensive. Visit our website, www.fransdeklerk.com, and you will see it there. But look at master drilling. I like the chart, but this 50-day moving average is holding the clue. While the share is above this 50-day moving average, that is sitting at 14 Rand and 3 cents. We believe that the momentum is to the upside. But if you do buy above this resistance line that I said, make use of this 14 Rand and 3 cents as your stop loss, and hopefully master drilling can surprise us all and go back to that 15.8-ish level that we've showed there. Let's have a look at Sibanye. And I think we had a few requests on Sibanye. Well, we called it a while back. We showed it this beautiful dragonfly doji candles, showed us something. And what I like about the chart now is, remember, it came back. It built a beautiful consolidation. It rallied. It came back. And now it looks like it wants to consolidate above the 50-day moving average. That is bullish. If you look at it previously, the moment it started to consolidate above the 50-day moving average, it was positive and was seen as positive. So let's have a look here. If you look at it, above this bullish engulfing candle is 40 Rand 50. That is the resistance there. I will say buy above 40 Rand 50, make use of a stop loss of 39 Rand 13, and my targets for the share will be 40.86. There you are, 41.29, 41.62, 41.93, 42.67, 43.23, and I think maybe if we're lucky, we can maybe find the share all the way to go and close this little gap here. And that gap sits between, there you are, between 44.25 and 44.25 and 44.90. So maybe 44.90 will be a good target. I mean, that's almost 10% from here. We're trading now at around 40 Rand. Let's see if we can do a last one, and that was Telkom. Telkom, let's have a look at Telkom. Oh, well, it was sold off nicely and aggressively. Let's have a look here. And I just want to have a look there. There's the strong bullish candle, bullish engulfing candle here, right at the bottom after some ugly selling. For me, quite simple. There you are, Telkom. There's the level to watch. And that will be buy above 33.55. But what do I see as well? I see a beautiful falling wedge, and a falling wedge is usually a reversal pattern to give us some nice upside. There you are, buy above. There you are, 33.55. Make use of a stop loss of 32.50, and my targets will be 34.12, 34.24, 34.54, and guess what? If this falling wedge plays out to the top, we can maybe see the share go all the way back to that 50-day moving average so that it can find resistance there. And that is sitting at 35 Rand and 23 cents. So let's hope Telkom serves this viewer well, because we had a request on that. And please remember, send in your request, then we can make a list and do as many as what we can. But of course, visit our website, www.fransdeklerk.com, for more info. And as always, we will chat again, and bless you and thank you for watching the show, even on YouTube. All the best, and we'll chat again.